Hello and welcome to another Major Market Movements End of the Week Market Review for October 9th, 2015. I'm Quad G. In this video we're covering the FX markets, the Forex markets, and starting off here with the US dollar. It does look like that the dollar is continuing to slip down lower here, and I do think that we could see that's all right. I do think that the dollar could come down here to test the 61.8% Fibo right there at about 94.14. Coming up here with this rather stealthy top and slide to the downside. And the QG3 is in a bearish alignment to the downside. And I don't have the Bollinger Band on here. Let me throw that on there real quick. Okay, so the lower Bollinger Band is down here at about 93, 94. Might be flattening out and coming, may start to peel up a little bit as the Bollinger Bands may be working on a pinch here coming in the next few days. The 20 DMA is continuing to hold as resistance there, so that's bearish. The weekly, nothing to see there really, just a very neutral pattern. If we had closed just a little bit lower, it may have gotten an inside key reversal, but didn't quite get there, so neutral. The EWO is also very neutral, nothing to show you there. RSI, again, neutral, right inside between the 40 and 60 level, which is neutral territory. And the MACD on the weekly is open to the downside, that's bearish. And on the daily, looks like we just ticked down from neutral into a bearish alignment to the downside again, so that's bearish. So overall picture for US dollar, I'd say, at least in the short term, it may be bearish here and may see the price continue to move down, maybe to test the lower Bollinger Band. Oftentimes, I should go and tell you that oftentimes when you see a huge incursion like this below the lower Bollinger Band or even the upper Bollinger Band in the reverse scenario, you often see the market want to come back and retest the Bollinger Band after such a severe violation. So that may be what we're seeing here. Is the price just equalizing here, gaining some sensibility, and just come down here to test the lower Bollinger Band, may bounce off of it, and then we may vacillate sideways some more. That's my current expectation. Let's take a look at USD CAD. So I think we got some interesting things cooking there. On the daily, we continue to see this slide to the downside, seeing the Canadian dollar gain strength against the US dollar. And it looks like this run to the downside is completely wiped out all this previous choppiness. Though I do think it may be coming to an end soon. The QG3 is in a bearish alignment to the downside. You got the 20 DMA curled over and starting to head down. And USD versus the Canadian dollar on the weekly. Last week we did see the outside key reversal on the weekly. Definitely see some follow through this week. Closing well below this hammer candle previously. So that's all very bearish. But even with that, this impulsive drive to the downside could be ending fairly soon. We could see a turnaround, at least for a dead cat bounce. EWO, we're well into new territory below the zero line there. And we've got the leading negative divergence here between swing lows here. This last swing low here had a higher low in the EWO compared to this drive to the downside. We got a higher low in the price, but a lower low in the oscillator. So we've set up a negative divergence here that encourages further downside. We've already set up the negative divergence, double negative divergence. Actually, you could say triple, 1, 2, 3. We got three higher highs in the price, but all lower lows in the oscillator. So that was helped this market turn around and start heading down. The RSI here, we're pierced the 40 level. We're moving down into the 30 level. This is 30 and lower is oversold territory. So I think it's very possible we could come down a little bit lower, maybe test the 30 level. Right around the 28 or so, we did see another potential turnaround, so we'll be watching for that. And weekly on the MACD, we're open to the downside on the weekly, and on the daily, open to the downside as well. So I do think that this impulsive drive to the downside may end fairly soon and give us a nice bounce to the upside. That should take several days, but once it's complete, I think it's just a wave 2, and we'll see another wave 3 to the downside thereafter. We'll go into the Elliott wave chart and take a closer look at that in a moment. Also want to take a look at the Aussie dollar. All right, so we're getting this impulsive drive to the upside. It's come up here and closed out, filled in that previous gap here. So that's good market behavior. But so far, no sign of stopping. It's just continuing to drive higher. The QG3 is in a bullish alignment to the upside, so that's bullish. And we're looking to push the upper Bollinger Band right now as we speak. And the weekly does confirm a bullish harami. We have this negative candle to the downside, small body candle, and now an impulsive drive back up, engulfing the previous negative candle. So we got key support right there at that low at 69.35. EWO is looking bullish here. We are seeing a higher high in the oscillator compared to last swing highs that have been higher in the price. That's all got a bullish bullish divergence on the top side of the price action there. That's a weekly RSI. Let's go to the daily. Weekly RSI, we've pierced up above the 60, and we're careening on up to probably the 70 level, where we've seen tops exist before, right up here in the 68, 70 level. So that may be where we're heading right at this moment. That would be over bought territory, and that could, from hitting that point, we could start to see this market cool down and reverse. The MACD is open to the upside. That's bullish on the daily there. And weekly, we're just ticked over to the upside on the weekly as well. So that's bullish. So Aussie dollar definitely looking bullish here. I do think that we could see the market cool down here fairly soon, and then watch for a corrective pullback at least. All right, so let's move on to the Elliott wave charts. All right, so here is USD CAD, Canadian US dollar versus Canadian dollar. We've got this impulsive drive to the upside that looks complete. We got an impulsive drive down, a standalone. So it tells me that we could see a bottom here fairly soon, maybe around the 38.2% Fibo. They're at about 28.68, and then from there we see a bounce up to fill in some of this impulsive manic drive to the downside, and then once that's complete, we may see a wave 3 to the downside that's even greater. So we're just waiting, biding our time here for this bounce and then we'll look for some topping action to get in on for another short to the downside that could be several hundred ticks. All right, let's look at USD JPY. The analysis is pretty much the same here. We've got a ABC down, and then this long drawn out triangle pattern that's focused in and around this 120 level and doesn't quite want to shake it yet still. So we're still waiting on this downside move that I think will materialize. Yeah, well, I thought it was going to materialize back here, but we're just having to continue to wait. So just going to require us to have a bit more patience. Obviously, if we were to see a large incursion above the orange trend line, that would be an indication, and especially 121.23, that would be an indication that this triangle pattern could fail and allow for a move to the upside. So very key resistance points there. All right, that's it for our Forex coverage for this week, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Let me talk to you later. Adios.